All right, for the song The Everlasting, on the acoustic, I'm just playing standard tuning in open E chords, right? So open E chords are basically that these first two strings, the B and the E, are always going to be open. So the root and the fifth are always going to be kind of ringing out when you strum. The verse chord structure patterns are A. So it's an open fifth string A, and then second fret on the D and the G strings, muting the sixth string, the open E, or just not playing it, and then you just kind of, so that'd be your open A. Moving up to C sharp, what you do is you just basically leave your ring finger and your pinky, they're always going to be on your D and your G strings, your third and your fourth strings. They're just kind of always going to be there, and they just slide up and down the scale. Okay, so the verse chords are A, and you're going to slide up to the fourth fret on your pointer finger to the C sharp. Again, open, and then down a whole step to the B on the second fret. Okay, but when we play the verse chords, we're going to arpeggiate them on acoustic. So I'll start off just kind of going. Okay, so the verse is really open. You're kind of you want the vocals to really stand out here and sort of drive the beginning of the song. And so at the beginning of this song, the only thing that's playing in the intro and the first verse and the first pre-chorus is this arpeggiated acoustic guitar. Electric guitar is doing a tiny little bit of things in there, and then the keys are kind of carrying the main thrust of this song up until the pre-chorus. Now when you get to the pre-chorus, it's F sharp minor, and then C sharp minor to the G sharp minor, back to the C sharp minor, and then the A, E, and the B. And so you can play these bar chords here. This is going to, however, move your ring and your pinky finger over one fret. You can if you want to. That sounds good too. And then up to the C sharp. So the way I do it though, these are some chords, kind of like cheat chords, learned from Chris Luna. And so again, I'm keeping my ring and my pinky finger stationary on the fourth and the third string here. And basically, instead of coming up to do the bar chord for the F sharp, I've got my pinky and my ring. I'm basically holding an A chord here, an open A, and all I'm doing is putting my middle finger on the second fret of the sixth string. So it's that root of the F sharp. And I'm kind of just muting this fifth string with this fleshy part of my middle finger here. So I'm playing the F sharp and kind of muting this one. And then these two with the open. Okay, so that's kind of like a cheat F sharp minor chord. And so that would be the first chord of that pre-chorus section, the I will remain confident in this. So, and then the next chord is a C sharp. Now again, I want to keep this open sound. So instead of barring this G sharp minor chord and moving my pinky and my ring finger over a fret, I'm going to leave them there just like they are in the C sharp, and I'm going to move down one whole step to the fourth fret here, and I'm going to use my middle finger again and hit that fourth fret and mute the fifth string again. So it's basically the F sharp minor chord, but you just go up a whole step. Okay, so that makes sense, right? F sharp, G, G sharp on the fourth fret. And that's, it's a really nice way of playing it on the acoustic, because the keys are also taking care of, the chords as well. The electric is filling in on little things here and there. And so you're still going to arpeggiate this though the first time through. So coming out of the verse for the pre-chorus, verse comes back in, every instrument comes in pretty strong. So this is where the strum pattern will come in. And so again, you're going to go back to that A. And so the strum pattern for this song is very basic. It's same goes for the pre-chorus. Actually, that might be a little bit different, but just trying to give you a feel for what it is. You're basically just trying to, I'm hitting all of those chord changes, I'm kind of emphasizing them so that I kind of want to give a big ring there. Okay, so that's the pre-chorus. And basically, you know, from the time we come in on verse 2 with the strums, the acoustic's going to be pretty powerful there. But you don't want to come too strong, like, because you kind of want to save it for when we get to the bridge. And so the key is building up, you know, building up the dynamic of the song. And so after coming out of that arpeggiated, kind of on the gentle side, you know, medium gentle. Okay, that's the verse. And then you get to the pre-chorus, it's kind of the same. And basically, we're building it up again to the bridge. So we finished the pre-chorus on that B. And when you get into the bridge, it's this E sus to the E. So all you're doing is you're playing an E chord here. And so you're taking the pinky off, finally. Or whenever you do the E chord, you take your pinky off. So you're playing the E chord, open E. And to suspend that, you just kind of add your pinky onto the second fret of your third string, the G. And that's, you know, suspending it. So it's this note here. So normally it's that first fret, and you're just adding to the second, you're just kind of sharpening that. Okay, so that's kind of how the bridge goes. You sus, and then you take the pinky off to go back to the regular E. So there's this little pattern, and then you go to the C sharp, and then to the A. This is for the bridge, okay? Now, you don't want to come on too strong just yet. We're still going to kind of keep it, you're going to be strong, but it's going to be single strum, so it's going to be... do that for, I think it's 4 bars. And then after that chord progression, you go up to the C sharp. Building it up a little bit more. C sharp. To the A. Downstrokes. Now when we get into the solo part, you're just, you know, you're playing, this is pretty much the loudest you're going to play here. And you're doing that E sus here. Now the difference between when we do this solo part of the bridge and then the repeat of the bridge, instead of after the E going to the C sharp, we're just going straight to the A. Okay, so it's 2 bars of the E and 2 bars of the A rather than the 1 bar of the C sharp and the, you know, the 1 measure of the A. So the solo part it's pretty loud and honking. What I did there was I basically just did the open A chord, but I left my pointer finger, you know, for that open E chord, I left my pointer finger there, and I'm leaving it there because I'm going to kind of sus this A chord as well. So that same note that we're hitting, that I kind of leave that for the whole portion. I leave it in the E sus, but I leave it in the A too. So just to kind of make it sound a little interesting. All right, so that's pretty much it. And when the song ends, you know, we end as a big build. We're ending on this A. And actually, the way we end it is we just kind of, we don't resolve back to the chorus, actually. We just kind of high praise, you know, everybody's going wild on this A chord here. And we're waiting for the drummer to resolve us to the E with a boom pa. High praise it again until everything kind of quiets down. So that's the song, and you can watch the play along video for the acoustic guitar to the New Hope Oahu version of the song, just to get a better idea maybe of the strum pattern and how all the parts come in and whatnot.